let's stay. Let's talk about it. We don't let's show. We don't give you us some love that all you got to do. Happy to be in the big easy. We got lots going on. We got good fun, music, culture, let everybody know our song. We got lots to share with you, so come on and listen in. We got a lot to talk about. Come on, Kristy and Jeffrey Spin, let's talk about it. We got lots to say, let's talk about it. Come on in and stay, let's talk about it. Welcome to our show. We gon' give you up some love that goes, you got to go. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Jeopardy! Wrong class. Let's talk about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from the Carnaval Lounge here on famous St. Claude Avenue in the historic Barony. It's time for Let's Talk About It. Tonight's guests, Kristy Buras, Dawn Carroll, and Heather Brumley of NerdBrew. Can't wait for that, huh? And now, your host, ladies and gentlemen, Misty Gaither.
Talk about it, and we are live, and we are, like Jeffrey said, at the world famous Carnaval Lounge, where I think I'm gonna just call it like they do in Las Vegas, like a residency. We have a residency here at the Carnaval Lounge. We just don't have a place to stay or a contract. But other than that, we are enjoying being here, and we really appreciate Matt and Jennifer for having us. And we just love it. So today, as you know, is September the 9th, and I always do the little ditty. And I'm sorry, somebody mentioned they missed me having my shorts, my little knee shorts on, and I'm not Prince George tonight. So just deal with it. It'll be okay. Today is the National Day. It is Teddy Bear National Day. I don't know. When I was thinking about this, Vanessa, I don't know, about teddy bears, and I was thinking about one of my teddy bears when I was growing up and how much it meant to me. And I got attached to this teddy bear.
What?
Yes, can you believe it? Dear sweet little Misty, never did anything wrong. I was attached to this teddy bear, and it was about this big.
I bet it was cute.
It did. It had like, okay, I remember. I'm just bear with me. It had like a little blue, kind of slow. A little blue little nose.
Okay.
But you know what his name was?
What?
I have no idea. Paul Revere.
Paul Revere?
Paul Revere.
Modified land to a 5-6.
Yeah. I don't know. I was like 5, 6. I don't know. Something like that.
British.
Yeah. And anyway, I had a little bear, and his name was Paul Revere.
That is so cute.
Was he well revered?
I guess we have a peanut gallery here in the show tonight, too. Hey, I'll work along. Well, no, I have my boo here as well, Jeffrey Palmquist. It's also Wiener Schnitzel Day. Some of you will really like that.
The Wiener Schnitzel.
The Wiener Schnitzel.
The Wiener Schnitzel.
My dream is to one day be able to drive and or ride in the Oscar, which is not the same, but the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile. Can y'all imagine if we went live driving the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile? And Vanessa will be in the back, let's talk about it. And
how do you do that?
Down, like, just down the road, you know? No?
Felicia on
Right
top,
there.
waving to everybody.
And you gotta have the cheese on the hot dog, right?
Cheese on the hot dog.
So we would have the cheese queen right there on the top. And it's also National Care Bear Day, I guess, to go in. So if you are just a fan of Care Bears, today is your day. And to all you who have your little Paul Reveres out there, it is your day too. Celebrity birthdays: Adam Sandler.
Happy birthday.
Right? Michael Bublé.
Michael Bublé.
Yes. Lauren Daigle, isn't she from around here?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And then my personal favorite out of the whole group, Colonel Sanders.
Oh, yes.
Of course, he is no longer with us.
His chicken
He
is.
didn't have, well, his chicken is, but he didn't have a leg to stand on.
Oh,
All right. And this day in history was the first appearance of Elvis Presley on the Ed Sullivan Show. There we go.
oh, thank you.
Thank you very much. They only filmed him from here up because back then, back in the day, you know, it was a big scandal for everything for him to, to be gyrating and whatever that he did. And really, that wasn't much, like what we have today.
Well,
with
you know,
his little
Forrest
leg
Gump
going
taught him
on.
how to do all that.
You are correct.
Yeah.
So, I tell you what, I'm excited about the show tonight. And Vanessa, let's do it.
You got it, honey.
All right. So thank you, Vanessa's giving. I just really am loving our opening song.
I'm loving it too. Yeah.
Great.
You guys.
And it has, I don't know, it has my name in it.
My name.
And it's Jeffrey's too.
Yeah.
And it's catchy.
your name.
No, my name is not in
It
it.
should be in it.
No, it's about the show. It's about you guys.
It should be Vanessa Carr and the Let's Talk About It Orchestra.
What rhymes with Vanessa and orchestra?
Nothing. It's like orange.
I don't know. We'll get
What
back to
rhymes?
you.
There isn't anything that rhymes.
Yep, that's true.
True. Well, I tell you what, we will be having for all of you who commented on the NerdBrew coffee for the haunted basket. That's coming up. We'll be drawing for the winner for that. And also for our friends at Bourbon Pride, they also donated a basket, a bag full of swag.
Josh and Joseph.
Josh and Joseph are great
Always
friends.
are big supporters.
Right, they're practically, I would say, like a sponsor of the show. They're going to be donating a swag bag every week.
Swag bag.
Swag bag.
Swag bag.
Right, and if you say that like 3 times.
You got a swag bag across the street from the old Schwegmans right here on famous St. Claude Avenue.
Right, very famous.
Very famous. Carnaval Lounge.
Here on St. Paul Avenue.
Yep.
All right. So we also have my great friend, just my co-host, my buddy, End All Wars, talking about Jeffrey Palmquist. So glad to have you sitting right here.
We're seated together. We're trying, if you were tuned in last week, we're sorry. But I think we got it together a little bit more. We're sitting together this week.
And I like that.
I like that.
We've been in people's homes.
Yep.
In their bedroom? No.
Well,
Wow.
That was a whole nother show. Their kitchen, just everywhere, and I really enjoyed going to see different people's homes and them welcoming us and just.
And we're going to do that again.
We will do it eventually.
Out.
Yeah, just not every week.
Right.
Since we have a residency here at the Carnaval Lounge.
We don't have to, couch surf, where you have to find a place to sleep every week. We've got a home.
Yeah.
And every once in a while we can go visit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I can agree with that.
Yeah.
So if you would like for us to visit your home, be sure to let us know. And
Send us a note.
Right. Send us a note. DM us or text us, and we can visit you in your home. But you know what time it is? It's time for the news.
Time for the news.
And here is our resident newscaster, our Les Nessman himself,
Right here.
Jeff Palmquist, everybody.
Winner of a future Silver Sow Award right here at the Carnival Lounge. I have to apologize, folks. I wasn't 100% prepared for the news today, so I'm kind of winging it a little bit. We'll make it work. I didn't print out the news, but we're going to go from the news. Right, I kind of feel like Lee Zurich. I got my tablet right here and my Yeah, it's right in front of me, so I'm good to go. World news, starting off our news segment here today. Let's give a big thumbs up, maybe even a little bit of a round of applause for Argentina. Argentina has set aside 1% of all jobs for transgender people.
Okay.
Yeah, how about that? Argentina, our neighbors to the south, Argentina's president is now requiring that 1% of public sector jobs be set aside for transgender people. In a decree signed by President Alberto Fernandez, signed the decree on Friday, September 4th, and it creates a job quota. So many jobs got to go to trans folks. And I think that's a huge step. And thank you so much for the people of Argentina for electing a leader like that. Did you hear about the religious leader that called the coronavirus God's punishment for gays? You ever notice how the gays get the punishment for all that?
Blamed for everything.
Well, this religious leader, guess what? Hospitalized with COVID. You know, don't want to wish that on anyone, but you better watch out. Either that, or maybe he fits what he was trying to push it on earlier. I don't know.
That's a whole other different show too.
Ukraine's patriarch, leader of the Ukrainian Orthodox Church, one of the biggest branches of Christianity in the country, that claims it has 15 million followers in the nation of 42 people, has pneumonia. He's in the hospital with the coronavirus. We wish him all the best, and we wish him a very speedy recovery. And finally, maybe not necessarily close to home, but a little closer to home
In Argentina.
than Argentina. Y'all remember the Mayor Pete Buttigieg from West Bend? Well, he's already been put on the Joe Biden's transition team for the White House. So when Joe Biden gets elected, Mayor Pete's going to be there helping him along the way. And I'm just going to call it right here, right now. Do it. Mayor Pete's going to have a seat at the table of that cabinet, I believe.
Yeah.
Well deserved. That's what I got for news today. Misty?
Thank you so much, Jeffrey, and also Vanessa for that little ditty there.
Yep.
Appreciate it. I mean, it really brings so much to the show having Vanessa here with us.
Oh, that's been the best addition that we've made. Since being at WHIV, you and I.
Right, yeah.
So, our first guest is here, ready to come up tonight.
She's practically a regular.
She is a regular. She's been with us several times. She is the insurance help guru. She is the go-to person for that kind of stuff. And my understanding is she's been doing a little help with our good friends out west, too, at Lake Charles. Ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome Miss Kristy Buras.
All right.
Move over closer. Don't be so
We
far
don't
away.
mind. You've been on the show, I think. Well, you called in one time, and then I think this is like your third time being on the show. So we're all friends here. And I do like that same shirt.
Thank you very much. Thought I'd represent today.
Yeah, that's this weekend, yeah.
Yes.
It is. I forgot about that.
Yeah, no fans allowed in the dome, but we'll be at home cheering them
I
on.
never get to go to the dome to watch them anyway. So
Exactly. We choose to watch at home as well.
Yep.
Popcorn's not $20.
Yeah. All right.
Well, you can charge 10.
Well, I can charge $10 too.
And then, have people, I'm sure y'all have, from the pictures I see, like, y'all have a nice setup in the backyard. Y'all have, like, a grill and a pool and all that. And you just need chairs and us and a big screen.
Well, hey, y'all are always invited.
You notice how she slid us in there?
No, we're actually serving Cubans Sunday.
Cuban sandwich?
Yes.
One of my favorites.
I was like, Coca?
Coca's right here.
Coca?
Coca makes a mean Cuban
Well,
sandwich.
West from the West
She
End
does
is
have
from
that.
Cuba, and she does good pulled pork. If we get the good
We don't believe
bacon.
it. We don't believe it.
Yeah. Well, hey, show up Sunday.
Well, let's talk about a little bit about the insurance before we get into the real thing. How's that going, since we talked to you last? I believe you were with us at the Duffy's.
Sure. Yes,
How's
sure was.
that been going since then?
I take a different approach to this insurance stuff, and I always introduce myself as someone that can help in the community. Because when they say, that, oh, I'm an insurance agent, everybody's like, oh God, never mind, because they think, oh, you're going to bore me to death.
Right.
So I seek out folks that need help in the community, the population. I go to places like Crescent Care. I visit dentist offices in New Orleans East, places that have that population around them. So that's where I tend to help. But I also know all the plans in the area. So anytime anyone calls for advice, I may not be selling them or anything, but I'm helping in the community somehow, some way. So that's a very good opportunity, and I am statewide, so I can help anyone in the state of Louisiana.
That's what I really like about the way you approach that, Kristy, is that I'm not there to get you to sign for a new policy and try to get money out of you, but I want to help you. I want to make life better for you.
I really feel like in New Orleans proper, there's 6 degrees of separation.
Right.
So, true story. I signed up for a seasoned lady, because I don't call them older folks, they're seasoned folks, further down this way in the marriage.
I like that. I like that.
She wound up calling me with her cousin with her, signed her up, and I signed up out of a whole year of 6 folks in their immediate family. So just not knowing until I got to these folks' houses. Then we started talking, and I'm like, wait a minute. So 6 degrees of separation with these folks is very common.
Sure.
You sign up one, you might sign up somebody else.
Sure.
And that's very important in the community, that they know their resources and they have someone they can trust.
But until you came and, like you said, signed them up or got them going, they didn't even know it was available, right?
Right. Or they knew and they did stuff over the phone. And the funny thing is everyone sees the Joe Namath commercial, the Medicare Joe Namath commercial. You may not realize you see it, but you see it. So the joke is, don't let Joe Namath tell you what to go. Get somebody local. I tend to tell people, I'm very local. How can I help you help yourself? And when you include themselves in it, you're 75% there.
Sure.
Well, you are originally from Lake Charles.
Correct.
So, I haven't seen a lot on the news or, about like pictures of the devastation.
No.
And you have visited and brought back things for your neighbors and family in Lake Charles.
Right. I have not been back since the hurricane. However, we evacuated my father. We did a round trip in one day, got him back over here. Thankfully, his house is livable without electricity. His carport patio is blown off. But so many folks in that area, Sulphur, Lake Charles, Iowa, Moss Bluff, lost everything. Anywhere from your upper class to your lower class. So it's not just one demographic this time, it's everybody involved. And I belong to a Facebook page, I believe it's Hurricane Aftermath Laura, and it's very resourceful for folks. I see, Cajun Navy's out there, and I believe the Sunday after Laura, I went to a church and helped Chef Amy Sims, which a lot of folks in the community may know her through Second Harvest donations and things like that. Load up water, and people ask me all the time, what can we donate? You know what? Bottled water is great, but you've got people over there that need dog food, that need heartworm medicine, that need the basic things that you and I take for granted in the morning. And what I have seen locally warms my heart so much, because I was not here for Katrina. I lived through Rita. My brother, my other siblings did Katrina, and it was not pretty. I saw the devastation. I feel for everyone. New Orleans proper has poured out their hearts, their wallets, their minds, just to get us help over there in Southwest Louisiana. You can take a girl out of 337, but you can't take 337 out of the girl. So anything, I'm in constant contact with a lot of my friends, and unfortunately some of them, the lesser served are here in New Orleans, seeking out, and they've had resources down at the convention center. And hopefully, as things progress, they're getting power in certain areas that wasn't there last week. They're moving along faster than what, but if people are asking, what can you donate? You name it, they will take diapers, wipes, hand sanitizer, different things like that. There's just so much need for everything over there, just basic.
I was listening to someone on the radio the other day describing, it might have been, the agricultural secretary was describing thank God it was a fast-moving storm.
Sure.
They didn't get the storm surge that they were worried about, thank God. But still, the winds were he said just pine trees snapped off and rice bins, the lids torn off of them. And he said, I forgot the estimate he gave for return of electricity. It's just phenomenal. It's going to be forever.
Right, and in my dad's subdivision in particular, because he went back, he tries to go once a week, and we're in constant contact with his neighbor. Even though the entry truck is right here on the corner,
right.
It's 2 to 3 weeks out because all the poles on the main road, because he's on grid with the university that I went to, Matthew State, the almost brand new baseball complex is folded over like you do a deck of cards. It was 140 mile an hour wind, okay? But you said, the storm surge, Cameron Parish got hit. That's like Shelman here. So Cameron Parish got waylaid. It's really bad.
One of the places I know that people here can bring, like dog food you were saying that's needed and different animal supplies. Brenda Laura with the Big Easy Animal. There. Big Easy Animal Rescue on Spain Street. They're actually taking donations. You can drop them off there. We're actually going, I think it's the 19th, that we're going to be live there having an adoption day. I'm going to try to put Mason up. No, it's wait. I come get him back. Right.
Wow.
But, they're going to see if we can't get, because what's happening is some of the evacuees have turned in their animals to her, plus on top of what they already have. And there's like a huge need for adoptions. And if you are thinking about wanting to adopt, please talk to Brenda. I know that she would appreciate that. And if you want to donate dog food, animal food, please do that too, because the need is great.
I think if you're a fur parent, look around what you got. You have a bed, you have toys, you have grooming, you have shampoo. These people need all those things.
Right.
So get that stuff together, whether you go buy it or you have extra, and bring that to donate. Right?
And I'm actually willing and able to donate my physical time as well to get the supplies down there. My wife would be excited that I would clean out my gate for that purpose. So I'll make that happen. But I'll be more than happy to transport whatever we have as donated items. The pet thing down there is a difficult thing. I've physically spoken with the lady who does a lot of rescue over there. And it's generally sad. I've been owed her some money to get dog food because as she's going around, she can't take in every dog she sees.
Right.
She has 6 of her own that she's fostering. No, really, she stayed with the whole thing.
Bless her heart.
So I'm sending her, dog food money, things like that, and mail just started passing on, what's today, Monday.
Wow, that's good.
On some areas that can get through.
Wow, that's really good.
Right, so we appreciate everybody's feedback, and you have to think that it's hard, we're trying to speak up without having a mask on, and so appreciate everybody that's giving us feedback on that. We need to speak up and be louder. And
Kristy, why don't you, once again, we have one of our viewers, Joseph Duffy, actually, just asked, where can we donate?
So I think this young lady that's going to be up either after me or after Ms. Brumley, NerdBrew, would have a more accurate location because she's working directly with. Now, me personally, like as I was speaking with her before we started, there's several parking lots. Like in the Target parking lot, they've got somebody
Sorry, like out here.
No, in Lake Charles.
In Lake Charles,
Right.
okay.
So different businesses have just opened up to like having soup kitchens there. They have kitchens that are available. People are literally coming up, grabbing food, and whatever is on the table, for donations. Because again, they're wanting everything and anything. I mean, not coats, excuse me, good Lord, anybody wants to wear a coat that's not even through other Jesus. But like shirts, underwear, kids' toys, things like that. Just basic things that we take for, may not take for granted, have in our house that we haven't used in a while, that's likely used or whatever, So that would be my advice. She may have more sound advice as to who to physically leave stuff with. Me personally, I'll take what anybody has to give me, and I will take and utilize properly to the,
All right, well, thank you so much, and we will be talking about, continuing to talk about how that we can help our neighbors in Lake Charles. And right now, though, we're going to hear another song written by the very talented and wonderful Vanessa Carr Kennedy.
Thank you. You did opt for the naughty one.
Is it getting hot
Girl, I don't know what kind of album I thought I was going to put that song on. When I wrote it.
I really enjoyed that.
You enjoyed it. Okay.
Well,
It's good.
it was good.
Thank you.
You can be my bad girl anytime.
There you go. Well, you kind of cute, girl.
Right.
Good. Christina liked it.
That was really good. Thank you again, Vanessa. So
Thank you,
much.
honey.
Speaking of an album, are you working on anything on
I'm actually, that was one of the things that I did when COVID shut us down. So many people tried to figure out what to do to occupy your time. I bought finally a recording system, computer recording system. And I picked out 6 songs, and I've been working on those 6 songs and I had no idea it was that hard to record your own originals.
Really?
It is, you critique everything so badly, and then you paralyze yourself with fear on what you've recorded, and then you start all over again, you cuss. Thank God for Desiree, because she's like, will literally pull me out of the studio and make me sit down in the front room and watch TV for a while to chill out.
But we can look forward to an album.
I have a deadline that I have to have it done for November.
Okay.
Do you have the name of the album yet? Is it gonna
She
be
picked
Bad Girl?
Here I Am.
Here I am.
I think the name of the album is Here I Am.
Vanessa Carr, Here I Am.
Y'all heard it here first, so let's talk about it.
Yep.
And I'm sure we'll have like a big kickoff, if we can,
A virtual.
virtual kickoff release.
Party.
Party.
I would love that.
Okay,
A car party.
Work on that. I like it. Very
Yeah.
good. All right, you ready for our next guest,
I'm
Jeffrey?
ready.
Let's do it. All right, we're going to continue to talk about Lake Charles and how we can be good neighbors and help our people, the people of Lake Charles, out, and what all we can do and what's been done, and
Play it forward.
right, pay it forward. I mean, New Orleans needed help, 15 years ago? I was here.
I was here.
I was here too.
You sure was.
Yeah, so
Knock on the biggest piece of wood I can find. Everybody knock on wood. We're in the height of the season right now.
yes.
It could be a week or two from now, and we could be in the exact same situation. So you got to help when you can help.
That's right, because it always comes back to
Yeah,
you.
absolutely.
So, all right, we're going to welcome our next guest. She is a photographer and takes pictures, and, well, that's what photographers do. Wow.
Striking for a photographer.
She's a photographer, and she's also done a lot to help the evacuees, and you've been on site at Lake Charles? No? Not yet, but she's thinking about it. All right. So, everybody, let's welcome Dawn Carl. All right, so how you doing, Dawn?
Nervous.
Nervous? No, it's just there's no one else here but me and Jeffrey. That's it.
Well, as a photographer, you're so used to being behind the camera.
Oh, yeah, you are, aren't you?
We met Dawn this year
And
and last year and the year before.
yeah.
Oh, well, as a
I
grand
know.
regular
Yeah.
at the 12th night celebration that Frank Perez does every
I've done it
year.
3 years in a row.
3 years in a row. And
Yeah.
I've been there 3.
I was there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. This is grand regular number
Number
one.
one right here.
Jeff
I've been there
Conklin.
all the way through.
Right, so.
I have lots of pictures of y'all still on.
Oh, yeah. Last year was really
That would be a tell-all story.
Last year was really good, though. It was good.
Yeah,
event
it
space
was.
and yeah.
It was interesting because I was also the grand marshal official photographer for the Lgbtq archive.
Okay.
So I got to work with them from the beginning, like coffee and beanies in the morning,
Sure.
costumes and all of that kind of stuff. And, sorry.
Do you do, on your photography side of things, do you do that professionally? Do you do,
I'm semi-pro.
Okay.
I do some artwork. I'm more of a fine art photographer.
Okay.
I do a lot of work with friends. I do elopements. I won't get into weddings and stuff like that.
Okay.
It's just too much. I don't have the patience for it.
yeah, that's a whole nother ballgame.
Yeah, and I'm not the kind that sits down and just kind of, takes direction.
I can see that. I don't know what it is, but I can see
But
it.
I've done a lot of different things. I do mostly event photography. I love to do event photography. I love to do concert photography. I think musicians and their fingers on instruments is, to me, better than an orgasm. It brings a certain rush when I get that perfect shot and their fingers are on an instrument. It could be a guitar, it could be a banjo, it could be anything. And pianos, and I have a thing for fingers.
Okay.
Well, That sounds good. And what was you saying about being shy?
Yeah.
We got to speak
Not
up.
mine.
I fell into the shy lie until I heard the word orgasm.
Orgasm and
And I was
fingers.
like, oh, no. So where could we go? Like if we're having an event or someone out there is having an event, it's having, well, whenever we get to have events again, you know what I mean?
Right.
Where could they go to get in touch with you?
By Facebook is the best place to find me. You can either find me under my real name, Dawn Carl, C-A-R-L, or under French Quarter Photog on Facebook. Also on Fine Art America under Dawn. You can find me there. There's links to different works. If you see anything you like, if you saw my work, I've sold a lot of prints that from Facebook that end up on Fine Art America on different things because there's just so many different products you can buy. Most of my photography is about the French Quarter. I do a lot of street photography. I love the architecture. Especially
Let me ask you this, Don. How long have you been doing photography?
long time. I started back in 20.
I tell you what, you got me interrupt. Let's give you the mic.
Better?
Yeah, if you get closer.
Yeah, just like
yeah.
that. That's good.
Thank you so much.
Oh, definitely made me a little bit.
No, you're good. That's perfect. Just do it just like that.
I started photography as a genealogist, believe it or not. I
Okay.
started in cemeteries.
Okay.
I got involved in
So
cemeteries.
everything you've done has been on the digital end of it.
Yeah.
So about the cemetery.
Oh, there's
Y'all
a
know
good
all
segue
right. Yeah,
right
all right.
there, yeah.
Speaking of cemetery. Oh, no. So you would just like go and take pictures of the tombstones or that? And you just use it for
My other
genealogy?
side gig is a professional genealogist.
Okay.
And
You know CC Moore?
I really-
Yeah, she's the one that does that Carnaval and it does all the match for the DNA and your second cousin, mother's brother, sister, friend's brother. And
But
finds all the
I actually started with the cemeteries after Katrina.
Okay.
There had been no inventories done of the cemeteries since World War II when the Work Progress Administration had done everything. And I kept looking for ancestors that we knew were buried in these cemeteries, and nobody could find them. There were no lists. You had to go in and you had to hand search them the old way. And I started going into Greenwood, St. Louis number 2, 3, and standing. And every day I would go in and each individual at a time. And so I could list them and get them named and find out who was on them. I'm actually working with the superintendent of cemeteries now in '94. We're working on the what is the Oddfellow Cemetery? The one that's been closed forever. Yes, I have a thing, a photo album of every tombstone that's in there, except for one wall together.
Do you like sometimes post or do like a family grade?
Yes, I have a whole profile there with a bunch
There
of
you do,
pictures.
okay. Because
I fill a lot of
that's so
photos.
important.
I fill a lot of photo requests.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's so important, like people who live so far away and they can't really visit or they want to memorialize.
And that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. One of my best clients, but for genealogy, I ended up finding by taking pictures in the cemetery, and they asked if I could help them find their ancestor. And it so happened that I did, and that turned out to be a 2 to 3 year long project working with them and their family, and they ended up being from Evergreen Plantation. Their ancestors are from Evergreen, and so it was pretty interesting. I got to do a full this kind of thing out there with the same time that.
We have to hang out, because I like.
Well, it's something else.
That's cool. But, yeah, because a lot of people like when they hear the word cemetery or whatever, they kind of freeze up and just kind of like. But people don't know that it's such a needed resource to like you said, you went and documented all these graves, and that way that's a part of history, and it's really important, to the family and to.
Sometimes it's the only way to find out when somebody was born, when they died, and who some of the family members may have been. And what also sent a lot of people is here in New Orleans, not everybody buried in the same tomb was related.
Right.
So a lot of people go on wild goose chases, searching for people because they thought they were listed on the tombstone, and come to find out they're not even related, and they did all of this kind of research on people that were related. So, you know, you got to learn to separate.
That's fascinating because I always thought the what do you call them? The tunes.
Like everybody was related.
Yeah, it was family wise, but it evidently doesn't work that way.
No, it doesn't. People buy a tune, but after a certain amount of time, if nobody renews the title, then after a certain amount of time, then it can be opened up to other people, and as long as they have room in there for them, then they'll just keep putting them in there. A common misbelief too is that they can't fit more than 30 bodies in a tune, depending on the size of the tune. Pick a quick way.
Sure.
It's astounding.
What is it? A year and a day?
Year and a day.
Right. Well, that's what
It's the cemetery is, and it doesn't even matter what cemetery I go to. They're all fascinating.
Let's just ponder on all this about the cemetery, and like I said, I think it's really great and you know, a much needed thing to do. And you can play us another song.
I most certainly can.
We're gonna play her whole album tonight.
Now I wish I had a scary song.
Yeah, we gotta talk about the Halloween show too. Yeah.
Yes, we do have to talk about that.
Yeah. Listen up, children. I sing this fool all over you. Only attention about what I said. All I need, I got with me. And my lungs, and time to be free. It's a beautiful day, up here on this block. I can see for miles, standing around. I don't need nothing to do today. Being here, right here, having my own way. God is good, y'all. He made us stay. I'm thanking God for my own special way. I need you know. He's watching over me. Over there, you know the one with that weave in your hair. Come on over, sit right here. We gon' talk a while, come on back to you here. You look like you need talking to. Your baby daddy girl, you look like you need one too. Let's get it together while we got time. Love, let's put it all around. I need you to know he's watching over you, everybody. Raise your head, look to heaven's God, you know that's the reason why we got a good job, better than the rest. Praise His name, y'all. That's the whole test. Everybody. Cause you know that's the reason why we got a good job, good than the rest. Praise His name, y'all, that's the whole test. Praise His name, y'all, that's the whole test. Praise His name, y'all, that's the whole test.
Yes.
And that great. Oh,
I don't know. I was just going to say, ladies and gentlemen, the very talented Vanessa Carr.
Vanessa Carr Kennedy
Thank you.
and the Vanessa Carr Kennedy, let's talk about it, orchestra.
Orchestra, yes, all those pieces down there.
It's all condensed, and because, you know, when we get over this COVID and we can have more people and stuff, we're going to have like a 12-piece band or something.
I'm glad you said that. I've
Okay.
actually had people already asking to come and play.
Good.
So yes, including Sally Jackson from WHIV Radio. She plays trumpet. She's an incredible trumpet player. She says that she wants to come and play.
Oh, that
So
would
we
be
will
really
actually,
nice.
and Coca Mesa is going to be playing drums with us really soon. So yes, it will be an orchestra.
Yes,
Well,
I have no doubt.
And big things to come. We've talked about when we get past this bug crap, we can potentially have the show here, excuse me, in front of a live audience.
Yeah, y'all can come when it's time. We'll let you know. Please don't be beating the door down right now. But when it's time, we will announce, and you can come and have a dinner here at Carnaval, and they have a bar, and when all that is kosher again, we will have, like a live studio audience. And
let's talk about
it. And we can entertain you.
I think that's great. Oh, and I don't know if they advertise it yet, but also Carnaval is broadcasting some
Friday.
live music. Yes.
On Fridays, through WHIV.
WHIV,
Right. And be sure to go on Carnival Lounge because I think next week or this week they'll be starting to do to-go food. Is that correct?
Started last week.
Oh, I'm sorry. They started last week. I think I just lost our residency. I lost our residency, Jeff. We enjoyed our show here this night. Time to go.
Fridays at the Carnaval Lounge at
What time? Oh, Facebook Live, right?
no, I'm talking about food now.
Oh,
Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
right here, and it's really good. It's Brazilian food. I've had it before. It's really great. I've had their hamburger. It's called the Hamburger Wheels. They do serve that. I recommend it. You tell them that Misty sent you, and they'll just smile and nod. But I mean, we won't get anything. But I mean, they'll appreciate me, like saying.
You get an extra ketchup pack.
Yes. Can we work that out right now? Extra packet of ketchup.
Extra packet of
If they
ketchup.
say Misty,
If they mention the show.
If you mention the
That
show,
chicken
you get
said
an
yes.
extra packet of
Yes,
ketchup.
you get an extra packet of ketchup.
And I think for us ketchup lovers out there, I think that's fair.
Yes, ketchup on your ketchup. That's the t-shirt. Kristy, Dawn, thank you guys so much.
But you know what? Before we're done, we need to talk to Dawn about the
Oh, we haven't talked about being out in.
about the Lake Charles, and then you said something about the Cajun, something about the. But you know what? I only have one request, Dawn. Can you please go to the mic? Go to the mic, Carolyn. Go to the mic. Great. Even if you have to hold the mic. Go ahead. Tell us about what's going on with Cajun Navy and all those efforts.
I started volunteering with the Cajun Navy online because I couldn't do boots on the ground anymore. So I started with their social media. I volunteer for them anytime I get called out. I try to help where I can. I used to work with dispatch. That was a couple of years ago.
Tell
They were
people
so
exactly
smart.
what the Cajun Navy is. You know.
Well, right now, Cajun Navy, there's a lot of Cajun Navy in their names, and they're not all just one group anymore, whereas they used to be. You have Cajun Navy 2020, Cajun Navy 2016, Louisiana Cajun Navy Relief Operations, and there's one group, that's a Facebook group that's been working right now, the Cajun Navy Emergency Operations, where it's actually going out to all the groups. So that all of the resources are trying to be into one more place.
Okay. But overall, kind of the same mission.
Everybody has the same mission, and they're all there to help everybody else out. When Harvey hit here in Louisiana, how many remember the Louisiana Cajun Navy coming up with boats? I mean, you know, and we all have the same in Louisiana. We don't wait for the help, we are the help.
Exactly.
You know, and I'm a firm believer in that. If we sat around and we waited for the government to sit down and help us do a bunch of stuff around here, we'd never get anything done.
Right.
There'd be a whole lot more dead people out there. It's absolutely astounding the way that even the Lake Charles authorities have hindered so much of the rescues going out there in the immediate need.
How long did it take to get water in the Superdome? Remember that?
Yeah.
How many days?
And how many times did we find? And they later found out what was it, thousands of dollars worth of water stuff somewhere out of the center.
Yep.
So and so we try to avoid that by having Cajun Navy. We get out there immediately. We get help where it's at. They have the Zello stations, which is radio stations where they have dispatch, and they can actually get people out there with immediate needs. They have addresses, phone numbers, cell phones, and that sort of thing. Well, I can't get out there and do boots on the ground anymore. So what I've been trying to do in my way and help for ICAT is be behind the computer. I'm a computer warrior. I sit down and I talk to people. Sometimes talking to them and letting them know help is on the way is all they just need to be ready. But my biggest thing right now is getting supplies out to them that they are. Everybody's donating water. Everybody's donating certain things, but there's a lot of things that are still missing. I try to take a lot of supplies that the Cajun Navy needs to help others. They need replacement chainsaws. They need bar chain oil by the gallon. You know, they need tarps. They need roofing nails. They need electrical corders. They need water. They need first aid kits and Band-Aids and just dry socks. There's nothing like working out there with all the rainstorms and thunderstorms they've been having, and everybody's working with wet boots and wet socks.
Yeah, it's
We know that. That's the
mosquito
nastiest.
repellent,
Yeah,
out there.
that's the other big thing.
Oh.
And sunscreen.
Sunscreen, sure.
They're out there working and nobody's, they haven't slathered on and stuff like that. So there's a lot of little things that are being missed. Elderly people are being forgotten. Things like insure need to be remembered. Adult diapers are a big one. There's a lot of elderly that are incontinent, that are still sleeping in these damaged homes with trees on them, and nobody's helping them. And it's one of the things that gets my goat a big way. If you're young and you're able-bodied, you should either be out there helping yourself to the best of your ability, out there helping your neighbor to the best of your ability, and if you can't, if I gotta get on a computer and do what you can to make people donate what they can.
Amen.
I say Dawn for president.
Yeah.
That's all this is.
Dawn for something.
But that's
No, but
just,
seriously.
I was thinking of city council though.
We'll be the voice of your campaign, right?
It's running through my brain.
There you go.
Why not? Why not? So, I was thinking when you were talking, and it's hard for everybody to kind of remember everything that you were saying that is really needed.
On my personal page, I constantly sit down and I post updated lists from the Cajun Navy themselves of what they are requesting. And you can drop them off at my house, direct message me, private message me. I'm not making my address and phone number out publicly. I don't like people that much. I have an empty unit next to me. My landlord is kind enough to let me use the empty unit next to me. So I have 2 huge 14-foot rooms to put things in, and then periodically, once I get it, a big enough load to go, I call on somebody on the Cajun Navy page. Hey, who's going to Lake Church? Now I got somebody new to add to that list. So as soon as we get enough load up, we send it over every few days, so it's a constant run around and a constant go.
And also, you brought up a very valid point, Don. First and foremost, the folks that live there that were deeply affected by Hurricane Laura and surrounding areas are our main priority. However, to keep them going, we have volunteers. We must always keep our volunteers in good standing as well. Like she was saying, like with the oil of the chainsaws and things like that, because there's literally people that came from all walks of life, all over the United States of America, and God bless them. They came with line trucks, they came with saws, they came with bush hogs, they came with everything needed to clear roads.
And they're linemen that have been out there for 2 weeks, and they sleeping in tents, but some of them don't even have tents. They were given food one day, and they were given a sausage, a banana, and a warm bottle of water after working 12 hours on the lines in 106-degree heat index. And it's ridiculous. They shouldn't be out there volunteering in those kind of
First
conditions.
responders, policemen and policewomen are doing their shifts from 5 to 5 or whatever the hours are. Then they're getting out, sleeping a couple hours, going to their house, going to their buddy's house, going to this, going to that. And they have a lot of folks, as we know, in the police force, they don't make a lot of money. Some of these people lost everything. They all came together. I mean, like I said, she brought up a very valid point, and we need to think about our volunteers as well. Our folks that are affected by Laura are being helped. We can continue to help them, but we also need to keep in prayer and safety our volunteers.
And I think the thing that's important as any of these go, with Katrina and now with Laura, as the days go by, the weeks go by, the months go by, people are still hurting out there.
Right,
Still
and
need help.
it's going to be a forgotten episode Like, there's no national code, none.
Right.
Unless you live in Butte, Montana, and you're from Lake Charles, it's the only reason you're gonna
Right.
figure it out
Right.
about what's going on.
Right.
So, everybody's pouring in everything right now.
And it usually amounts to a situation like this. I mean, I can understand it to a point because everybody's focused on COVID. Everybody's focused on the fires in California. Everybody's focused on the presidential election coming up. Everybody's focusing on the fact that they don't have that much to give, and how in the world can they pull it out of their pockets when they don't have anything in their pockets? But like you were discussing, you've got something laying around the house. Go look in there, find the old towels, find the old socks you're not wearing anymore. Because by golly, somebody over there can use them. Trust that.
We got people, I'm noticing on our live feed that are interested in donating, and so they can go to Dawn Paul's Facebook page, and she has information on where and how and what needs to be donated. It's a very serious subject. It is a very much needed subject to be talked about. Sometimes we get kind of wrapped up in what's going on with ourselves personally, and we kind of forget to see kind of past what's in front of us. There's a lot of people in need, and it may help you kind of reassess your own situation and, to do more and to do, like you were saying, if you're able, help somebody else during this time. We appreciate y'all both stopping by and, being a part of the show. Dawn, you did great. For somebody that is you're always a light to us, and we appreciate that. So, we'll hope to have y'all both back here on the show again. Look at you, she's got the bug. Like when you get a tattoo and you want more tattoos. Now she's going to be going on all the shows.
Now I'm going to be angling for that behind the scenes photography stuff.
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Vanessa, keep it going. Give us another number.
Yeah, give it
up.
Yeah. Hello, Danny.
Oh, I actually do have another song if you'd like.
Okay, let's have another song about Vanessa.
We'll work through that album,
I had a lot of time, I drank a lot of wine, I danced all night long, I sang a lot of songs, but I gotta go. Yeah, no, I gotta go. When I first met you, with a lot better, now you're kinda lazy, I think you're kinda crazy, I gotta go. Oh Lord, I gotta go. Stay right here and drink another beer, but I gotta go. Lord, Lord, I gotta go. Around, kind of leaving town.
Let's talk about an orchestra.
The whole orchestra.
Right?
Everybody.
I'm gonna love that we're gonna be able to look back on this at one point and say the orchestra used to be one person.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
We started with a dream.
We started with a dream.
I had a dream.
I know.
Well, I tell you what, we have another guest. And actually, we have been to her place of, well, it's not a place of, I would say,
No,
work.
she kind of goes
Right,
all
she
over.
kind of like here. What do
But
you call it?
we saw how she does it.
Right.
How she puts her word out there and sells her.
And a lot of people watched our commercial with Heather. She is the founder and creator, and I don't know, I wouldn't say mixer, but the
Roaster.
roaster. Yeah,
A
roaster.
roaster.
Yeah, roaster of NerdBrew coffee. And so Jeffrey and I went to the BFW in Harahan where she was at a craft show at Copa too, and we did a commercial. Remember?
We did.
And when I tell you, no lie, that was some really good coffee.
That was really, Coca, I know, has had the NerdBrew several times at home, so have I. And I'm telling you what, I think she's onto something. I really do.
I do too.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Heather Brumley.
Heather Brumley, everybody, with NerdBrew coffee. Yes.
Thank you very much. I'm very, very, very happy to be here with you guys.
Well, I tell you what, we actually had your dad on the show, Dean Shapiro. Remember, we were at Gary Roy's house, and Dean Shapiro, he is an author, published author.
Published author, yes.
Anybody can say they're an author if you wrote, but a published author.
Not to mention, he also had a TV movie.
He did have a TV
With the late
movie.
Ryan Dennehy.
Yes,
Such
he
a
did.
wonderful man. He's a really nice guy.
So we are excited about everybody today on Facebook was commenting. You have donated a haunted theme basket from NerdBrew Coffee that we're going to draw from all the names that commented. What I did was like, comment with a place that you would like to spend the night at that's haunted. Of course, I would say the winner or the most popular choice.
Overwhelming. Yeah.
That's the one we're together.
Yeah.
Yes. We're starting to finish each other's sentences. I'm going to try this.
Like an old married couple.
Right, exactly. So I'm going to try this just, kind of break, see if it works if I'm finishing the sentence. Let's see. So I went on Facebook and then
Tight.
there you go.
See?
There.
And it just came to me, just like that.
Right. And so the Lalaurie Mansion here in New Orleans was really a popular choice. We had that. We had the Myrtles.
Yeah.
Right. Me and Catherine actually went, I think it was about 2 years ago when we spent the night there. And at the Myrtles.
Stayed overnight there?
We was in the William Winters room, allegedly, the most haunted room, and the whole place.
Was it haunted?
Not that night.
Y'all scared them off, huh?
I guess that's what we did. But we did enjoy it there. We did take pictures. It's good. And actually, for all of those of you who are into kind of the haunted or paranormal, with one eye open, look, I even went into the dark closet by myself.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did.
And then she came out of the closet.
I was out of the closet again. But I had like a recorder, and I was trying to do an EVP, but I went in by myself, pitch black closet.
At night.
At night.
In this haunted
And the haunted
plantation.
place. Yes, it allegedly. Well, I'm really thinking it's haunted. I don't know. Because even ghosts, I think they kind of take breaks. Yeah. So anyway, on October the 31st, Halloween night, me, Jeffrey,
Gonna do it.
gonna do it. Coca and Catherine. We are spending the night in.
Well, somebody else wants to be included, I think.
We'll talk later.
Can you handle it? Are you
You would love it.
That's something that me and him do together. We go and investigate a little bit and watch shows. So
There you go.
So we're spending the night. We're going to spend the night overnight on here on St. Claus Street. Matter of fact, Vanessa, are you going with us?
No.
I didn't hear you, Vanessa.
What'd you
You
say?
guys see
Vanessa?
that?
I said no. I will not be going. The only way that I will go with y'all.
We're
Yes.
We're going to be spending the night in a nunnery or wherever an abbey that was nuns lived there, and it's rumored that a body. Nonsense. And Jeffrey's like nonsense. So anyway, we're going to do this, but not only are we going to spend the night, we're doing it live, but we're going to be live, each one of us with our own feed, so you can see how, like, 4 different points of view.
Who came up with this idea? To do
Vanessa.
that?
Oh, no, she didn't. I tell you, the only way that I will go is if y'all tie me up and drag me there.
Well, I think you were arranged.
It might have to be the same with me, too. I don't know.
I think we'll be fine.
You'll be great.
We'll be fine. It ain't nothing. It's just like, you know. So anyway, that's what we're going to do, and I'm excited about it. I've already announced it on Facebook. So
Yes.
You can't.
Came
You
back
have to do
Gotta
it.
do it.
So I was thinking around 2 or 3 o'clock, NerdBrew could bring us some coffee.
We can bring us some coffee around 3 a.m.
We're like, we'll need this for the devil's hour.
Right, there you go.
But anyway,
Plus the coffee.
so y'all be looking for that as we each go live, all 4 of us, and if Vanessa would come, that would be a 5th.
Girl, I don't know, girl.
You bring a 5th.
Be like the crown, be the fifth.
We'll pray, we will pray about it. Back to Heather. So how long has the NerdBrew been going on?
I've actually been working on NerdBrew for about 5 years, give or take. I started out, funny enough, with a popcorn popper. Let me tell you, that is not the way to roast beans. You will burn them almost every time. So I quickly upgraded to a smaller, like an actual small roaster. It was okay for a little while, but then I started getting more and more into it. I started getting more and more requests. So then I actually graduated to a full drum roaster where I can roast a pound at a time. And now I'm up to roasting 6 or 7 different types of coffee at any given time. And if you look on the back of my business card, I actually have all the different types I roast. And with the way I roast my coffee, I don't use like Colombian beans or anything like that. All of my beans are more exotic. We have Nicaraguan, Burundi, Tanzanian. My best seller by far is the Nicaraguan, but I just started doing the El Salvadorian, which I have a lot of people that love the El Salvadorian.
Now, when we came by to see you, you gave us some iced coffee. An iced coffee was really good, it was delicious. And also you gave us each like some
bags of coffee.
Bags.
The iced coffee was actually an iced Burundi, which has like this chocolatey cherry kind of flavor to it. And then when you eat, pairs really well with pretty much any of your creamers. I try to stay away from flavored coffee because a lot of people like to add their own flavored creamer to it. So I can do it as a special request, but I tend to like the actual flavor of the coffee itself. Each one of the different types of coffee that I tend to like and tend to roast have that natural chocolatey undertone to them. So pretty much you really don't need a lot of creamer, you don't need a lot of sugar or anything to them. They just have a very natural, well-balanced flavor to them. So.
Heather, tell us, where did your interest in coffee and roasting beans, where'd that come from? How'd you get started?
Actually, when I was in college, I started working at the Be Proudly Brew Starbucks at the University of South Alabama. And my love of coffee kind of stemmed from that. And then ultimately, I do want to own my own coffee shop. That kind of came from a little coffee shop in Mobile, Alabama, where I went to college. And it was just this little, local place that all the college kids hung out and all the ideas started flowing. So I kind of got the idea of what I want to do with the coffee shop, from a coffee shop called Satori. And it's just, everything is hand-painted by all the locals. The walls have local art on them. They have local bands that play in the back. It's very centered around the community. And that's the kind of feel that I want when I do my own coffee shop.
Yeah, that's great.
Everything should be local.
Now, I have to tell you this.
Okay.
All right, I have to tell both of you. I'm going to let you a little bit into my personal life. Coco can attest to this.
Here we go.
In our courtyard, You ready? I have 4 coffee trees grown.
I did not know
Now
that.
I baby them. You know, I take them in the winter. They live in our dining room when it gets too cold.
Now, what's your address?
They
Right.
have yet to produce coffee. But when they do, I'm going to pick that coffee and I want you to roast it.
I will do
Deal?
that.
Okay.
Yes.
This
yes,
is how-
absolutely.
Friendships are made right here.
4 coffee plants that I've been.
Where, do you know the origin?
Fastgrowingtrees.com.
I'll have to look into
Wow.
This might
where
be
they're
coffee.
actually originating.
Arabica. I don't
Okay,
know.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty standard.
I was like, for those that don't know, there's only one state in the United States that grows coffee. Are there 2 now?
Hawaii and California.
Oh, California's growing coffee now.
Yes,
Excellent.
there's not a lot of it, but there are a few places in California that do grow
Because
coffee.
for the longest time it was Coleman coffee.
It was only Hawaii.
Yeah. So we have 2 now. So anyway, you really technically can't grow coffee here, but I'm going to prove it wrong.
Well, it's just it's a matter of the soil.
Right.
It's how you nurture the soil and everything. The other problem, though, is a lot of the countries where you get a lot of coffee, you have to really watch the amount of sunlight you give them, you know, the type of soil, because what you put in the soil ultimately determines the flavor of the bean.
Sure.
So you have to kind of be careful.
And they're used to growing on a mountainside, and they want a
Exactly.
certain kind of moisture. They're fussy.
They're very
Coffee
fussy.
is fussy.
Coffee
Yep.
is extremely fussy, and that's why you have, like, a lot of the places where I get my coffee from, they don't produce as much of the coffee as some of the other bigger countries like Colombia, Brazil,
Sure.
India, places like that produce majority of what we drink here in the United States. But the coffees that I get come from smaller farms that are subsidized by, companies to, make sure that they can produce enough, to support their families, support their villages, and things like that. So a lot of the companies that I deal with only source from local, smaller farms, and on top of it, they pay better wages for their coffee, so they're not struggling to survive, like in some places. Like some companies claim to be fair trade, not naming any names or anything, just saying they don't really give these little small farms in some of these countries enough money to really survive. They just give them, little tidbits here and there.
Sure.
They don't really give them a livable wage.
And then they're keeping all the profit.
Exactly. They're making $5, $6 on a cup of coffee from somebody that they're paying 2 cents an hour or 20 cents an hour to,
Now my other funny, I guess me growing coffee is kind of funny. My other funny coffee growing story. I don't know, you remember the movie The Bucket List?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And you remember in that movie, I'm horrible at actors' names, but he had the coffee that he had the whole setup, and he would brew it and this and that. And then Morgan Freeman looked it up and he's reading it and he said, "You understand that this is a coffee bean that's eaten by a cat." But that's a real thing.
Yes, it is a real thing.
That's a real thing.
It's like $20 an ounce. It's like
That's
one
crazy
specific.
expensive.
Hold up.
Yeah.
We have 2 cats at the house.
Well, get some coffee for me. You can make all kinds of money.
We could sell their food.
No. This is what happens. Okay, the cat actually eats the coffee bean. The digestive enzymes in the cat's stomach do something to the bean to make it better. And then when it comes out the other end, they actually collect it out, wash it, and then grind it and sell it.
Make all kinds of money.
But it's a specific tree, it's a specific cat. It's all extremely technical. It's not just any old run-of-the-mill cat. It can't be some street cat running around.
I was about to put our 2 to work. We would be millionaires by the end of this year. I shit you not.
There it is.
There you go. Good job. Had to get one of those in there. Absolutely. But while we're here, I have a present for you too.
What?
Yes.
What you got?
I love presents.
I have a present for you and for you.
Oh, thank you so
And it's
much.
perfect because you're wearing red and you're wearing blue.
Oh.
So,
Let me see.
you have lots of little goodies in there.
You was telling me these are ants.
No, those are, okay, those right there are espresso bars, okay? They are made with my El Salvadorian coffee beans.
El Salvador.
The dark chocolate ones are Godiva chocolate, and the milk chocolate ones are made with Ghirardelli chocolate.
Oh.
You make all this stuff too?
I do.
And look. We have NerdBrew coffee, expendable blend, medium roast, Nicaragua.
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 And a NerdBrew coffee. So, koozie, yep. I always like those.
Those are actually done by a local guy as well. Dutch, he is the DMD Silk Stream. He actually did my beautiful little mask right here and my beautiful shirt. And he also does my koozies. So if
And
anybody needs any of that, Dutch is
NerdBrew.
great.
you got the Burundi,
Rondai.
you have El Salvador, you have the El Salvador Cerro,
Yes.
Nicaragua,
Nicaragua.
Papua New Guinea, Tanzania, and a decaf Nicaragua. So
Yes, the
what is it,
decaf.
36,
This is
7 different brews.
exactly, and
roasts.
this is the absolute first time I have actually done the decaf. I've had a lot of requests for it, so this will be a first time for me with the decaf. I did find that the decaf was a little bit harder to roast than some of the other
That's
ones.
interesting.
Yeah, I don't know exactly why. I'm gonna have to do a little research on that. But the the Nicaraguan one is usually pretty easy to roast, but the decaf, for some reason, it took me a little bit longer to roast it to get it to a good dark roast. So I'm gonna have to do some research and figure out why decaf takes longer to roast.
Well, you know what? That's a good point. I'm wanting to draw now for the swag bag from Urban Pride.
Okay.
All right.
So I have everyone's name in here.
Everything I can muster.
Oh no,
Hey, I would not be offended.
that you're gonna be.
You don't know how many people that I told about those things are so jealous right now. Like if you go, I bet you if you go on your Facebook page right now, you'll have several of my
We're gonna have
friends.
hate mail.
Yeah,
We
you're
have,
gonna have hate mail. Like, where's mine?
Some of our viewers say they love the NerdBrew coffee. Yeah.
Yeah, Joseph, and she does know her stuff, and when y'all can, if you go on to Facebook page, NerdBrew Coffee and Gifts.
Gifts.
Right. So right now, though, we're going to draw. We're going to get Vanessa to come draw a name from the envelope. It has all these names.
This is for a gift bag from our good friends down at Urban Pride, Joseph and Josh, who have been very supportive of.
Yes. Can you mind open that up for? Yeah. No.
Yes, there you go.
That one right there.
The Let's Talk About It show since its inception.
Yes. They have been guests on the show. They're always
And we
supportive.
have
Right. Not only does she write songs, but she also models her stuff. Right.
I gotta say, Vanessa, those legs are fabulous.
Thank you.
Those are Tina Turner legs right there.
And the winner is Jet, DJ Jet, Terry Gervais.
Oh, Terry.
Yeah, Terry, you won it. You
Congratulations.
can pick that up from my house. That's fine. Thank you so much, Jet, if you listen. But you know what? She just came on like 10 minutes ago.
I'll text her.
She might be like, what's going on there? She might know something. But yeah, that's so cool. Thank you so much. And be sure to be looking for my post for next week, where you too can sign up and be in the drawing for next week's swag bag from our friends at Urban Pride. Once again, thank you, Joseph and Josh Duffy and James Dean.
James Dean.
Yeah, their cat and Jaja the cat.
Jaja.
The whole Duffy family, right?
Love it.
So thank you so much. So I'm excited. I mean, I can't wait to. Here I am talking about can't wait to try. Wait, I think you dug in my bag.
I did.
I think he started.
Oh,
He started without you.
Those are
Same
fight
time
words.
later.
Look,
Those are
not
fight
only
words.
am I sitting here saying I'm gonna, I can't wait to tie in, and I'm like, wait, he's in my bag and just took from me.
So good. So good. Thank you.
You're welcome, Joe.
Oh,
I can hear Catherine at home saying, "That's my chocolate."
You can deal with Catherine about that, Joe.
and by the way, because I'm a nerd, those hearts that you have in your espresso, those are 8-bit hearts. Anybody that knows anything about gaming knows that 8-bit was like the early.
You know that, Mason?
You
I know
know.
you know about gaming.
Come on, you know about like the Atari stuff. They're actually
Oh, but I know Atari.
yeah, they're actually shaped like 8-bit hearts.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, okay, now we're back with you.
Yeah,
You
you got
said
it.
Atari.
I'm sorry, I was right on
The
board.
Frogger and all that.
You got time.
We're back. Well, I don't know about you, but I think that,
Would you like me to explain what I have in the basket?
yeah, explain it. I'm going to be shuffling with this. Really good.
So, as part of the basket, I included 2 NerdBrew koozies, a light roast coffee. This one is the light roast called Inevitable Betrayal. It is the Nicaraguan light roast. I have a medium Nicaraguan, and I have a dark roast El Salvadorian. I have 2 travel mugs with sugar skulls on them. I have 2 batches of the espresso, but the cute thing about these is each one of these is a little headstone. Because, the haunted, they're doing the haunted house thing, so headstones. And then is a special edition. I added a piece of my jewelry. It's actual Halloween earrings that have several horror movie icons on them, just for a little added effect. And it's all wrapped up in this nice little happy haunting bucket, just for you guys.
Well,
Excellent.
we appreciate you doing that very much.
Oh, you're very welcome.
We appreciate everybody that donates, and we just want to tell our listeners to go and support them and show them some love back, and we appreciate that.
If you haven't tried NerdBrew coffee, you need to try it because it's
No
some
lie.
good stuff.
Well, thank you guys. I work hard.
Yeah. All right.
And just so y'all know as well, I will be doing, NerdBrew will actually be doing several different craft fairs in the next coming up months. This month we will actually be doing the Lions Club show on the 19th. There's going to be about 40 or 50 vendors. We're all supporting the Lions Club. The Lions Club in Harahan actually helps send disabled children to camp. So all of the money that our vendors, the vendors contribute goes to sending disabled children to camp.
Okay.
And then the following month in October, second week in October on Saturday, I'll be doing St. Philip Neri. It'll be the first time I've done them, but I'm excited to see a kind of crowd. And then November is the big one. We're doing trade days, Ponchatoula trade days. It's our first 3-day show. We'll be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the 5th, 6th,
Road
and 7th.
trip.
Let's go.
It's
Let's
going to
go.
be amazing because I get to showcase a whole bunch of new stuff.
That'd be cool. Can you imagine we walk into the Ponchatoula and Vanessa, let's talk about it. And me and Jeff
I'll do
be
it.
behind you.
Tell them,
I'll do it.
follow them around and do a
Yeah,
whole
it's
thing.
all. You ready to draw a name?
Yeah, let's do this.
Kevin, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
everything.
Appreciate
And
y'all
if you would
having me.
like, and if you would like your business or you have art or things that you make, and get in contact with me and Jeff, and we'd be happy to showcase you here on the show because it's going to take everybody to get through this pandemic.
Yep.
All right.
Perfect.
Urban Cook. Urban Cook.
All
Thank
right.
you.
From the crossing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Urban, if you're watching. If not, we promise that we'll get that gift basket to you. Promise.
Well, we're going to promise everything ain't going to be in it.
Yeah, I was about to say, how much is going to be left of it?
Right.
It'll just be your business card. That's it. We'll take the rest.
The business card or maybe one chocolate.
Oh,
No.
He has been on the show.
He was on the show with Jim Meadows and Michael Chase.
Breezy. Yep.
And we were at the cafe with these. Yeah.
I don't remember if it's so long ago. I remember when we talked about that.
We talked about the show, Michael's show.
Michael's show with him and Urban.
We talked about what Urban liked about To Kill a Mockingbird and how we incorporate. I thought I was going to win an Emmy of how I drew that in, like freaking Oprah or something. I drew it in the conversation about.
You did good.
Thank you. I'm glad somebody appreciates that.
We had lots of viewers on today making little posts here. We try to keep up with them and watch them every once in a while. Your father,
Your father, Dean. I mean, he loves you.
I use him posting like crazy. It is insane. Like, I can't imagine a prouder papa. Like, I'm not even kidding you. I mean,
he's such a
great
guy.
He is.
I really like him.
I always tell him he was my first love.
Aww.
And I tell him all the time, I'm like, if you weren't my daddy, I'd have snatched you up a long time ago.
That's cute.
That's
Urban, if you're listening, I'm not Jeff will get in touch with you. You can pick up the basket from Jeff. And Jet, you can pick up your basket that you won from Bourbon Pride from us, from our home.
Yeah, that'll work. Yep.
Yeah, if I don't get a hold of it first.
All right. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you being here. You'll have to join us again, and we'll be chatting on you. And if you have any questions on how to get, you want to order NerdBrew or anything, you can go on Facebook or you can contact me and Jeff. So we appreciate you.
Thank you.
And it's about time to close the show. And we're going to do our little closing.
Yeah, keep going with this. Keep going. The very talented Vanessa Carr. So we had some great guests tonight.
We did.
We started off with Kristy Buras talking about insurance and what they can do to, what she can do to help you out. Don't be afraid to reach out to her.
No,
she's not going to throw something down, but she might be able to help you out.
That's right, and I think that's what we like about Kristy so much is that she's really there to help.
Absolutely.
And not just take advantage of you and like sell you
something to be on her way. She's gonna get you set up and take care of you before, during, and all the way after.
That's right. And Dawn.
And Dawn. We learned a lot about Dawn.
Yeah. We learned that Dawn, Cajun Navy. And like cemeteries.
Taking pictures and documenting so another great person for in the community.
Wait, hold up. Do it again.
Vanessa, what?
I swear to God, if we're at that haunted house and I hear that, I know it's rain. Wow. And we had Heather Bromley from
NerdBrew. Good coffee.
And she brought us a little something. We always like it.
You ever see the movie? I mean, it's a real thing. They do the Prairie Home Companion.
I think I skipped that one, Joe.
No, you need to watch that one. That's kind of cute. Like right now, they were talking about like NerdBrew should have a jingle, and we would sing the NerdBrew jingle right now.
Hit it. Oh.
NerdBrew. In your cup in the morning, there's NerdBrew. In your cup in the morning, you can't start the day without NerdBrew.
Hey. You can hire us.
We're here to advertise.
Exactly.
Look what we can do for you.
Right, we're here for you. So I tell you what, it's about that time, and we can do a little closing ditty, and we want to thank again Jennifer and Matt so much.
Carnaval
Lounge, our residency here at Carnaval Lounge. We don't have a bed, we don't have a contract, but I like saying that word. It makes me feel like Britney Spears, Jennifer Lopez, and all that. I do like saying that. So I tell you what, we're gonna wrap it up here. And Catherine, if you're home already, get the hot chocolate ready.